everyone, and welcome back to Art a la Carte. In today's video of Drawing People 101, we're going to be looking at drawing children's faces. Now last week we looked at drawing the body structure of children and their proportions and all that, and so on this video I wanted to take a little bit more time to talk about those cute little faces. So let's get started.
Pencil and some paper, and the best part is having lots of fun with Art a la Carte.
The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and just draw out the basic shape that I would for a normal face. So I'm going to use the circle for the main part of the head, and then I'm going to bring down the sides. Now this is where things start to change a little bit. With an adult face, you might bring and elongate the chin a little bit, but with kids, generally speaking, and again this is just a generalization, you're going to make the chin a little bit smaller in comparison to the circle for the head. Another quick reminder is that to remember that the neck is going to be a little bit thinner, and depending on how old the child is, they'll have more strength in their neck. So the younger the child is, the more you won't see much of the neck, and as they get older their neck kind of elongates a little bit. And also the shoulders are going to be much more narrow in proportion to an adult body. So you'll have those shoulders a little bit narrow. So now let's go ahead and divide the head right down the middle there. And that's exactly the same as you would in an adult anatomy. And then we're going to do the eye line, which usually I take and put it just right about in the center there, between the top of the head and the bottom of the chin is generally where you would put the eyes for an adult. Now for kids, we're wanting to give that larger sense of a forehead, so I'm going to put the eyes just below the eye line. And this, just bringing them down just that little bit, will really help make that appearance of having a larger forehead. I generally draw the eyes on kids' faces a little bit larger than I would on, say, an adult face. Not necessarily that they are larger, but giving larger eyes tends to up the cuteness factor, which helps out kids, because kids are cute. Now their nose is rather small as well. I generally put the nose line right in underneath the eye line, and then of course right between the nose and the chin, I'll put the mouth line there. But everything is really super kind of close together, squished in together a little bit there, kind of this little boxy facial features, and then this large head all the way around. And you really want to go for that if you want kind of that cute kid look. As children get older, then of course they kind of grow into their heads, and everything, you know, proportions out as they go. So let's talk about eyebrows. Obviously children have eyebrows. You are going to make them a little bit not as wide. They're still full, but not as wide, so making it a little bit smaller. Now let's go ahead and put the ears on, and depending on the child, you can have ears, you know, kind of sticking out or laying flat. I'm going to have a little bit of sticking out ears. And the ears, if you just follow your eye, the corner of your eye straight back along your head, you're going to find that's where your ear kind of connects to your head. And if you go down to your earlobe and bring that in, it comes in right around underneath your nose to where your mouth line is. That kind of gives you a good idea of where your ears are positioned. And then I'm just going to throw on a quick hair design for this child here. A quick tip is to try not to bring the bangs down too far over the face if you want a younger looking child. You want to keep that forehead really there. If you want to age your child up a little bit in your picture, maybe have it 8, 9, 10 years old or older, then you'll start bringing those bangs down, and that will age the face a little bit. But there we go, a basic kind of outlay of a child's face. I'm going to go back in and darken the facial features in, and that way you'll be able to see them just a little bit more clearly. Since we have just a few more minutes left on this video, let's talk about giving some expression to kids' faces, because they're very expressive in their emotions. So let's draw a grumpy face first. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the eyebrow ridge down, not just the eyebrows themselves, but kind of actually the skin around the eye ridge. Bring that down and overlap that over the top of the eyes just a little bit. This is going to give a nice furrowed brow look. You can add some little grumpy lines right in the middle there as the eyebrows are kind of pushing together, makes a little bit of wrinkles. And then of course a little downturned mouth can really help bring those expressions in there. Oh, that looks like a grumpy little kid. He didn't want to share his toys with his little brother. But who wants a grumpy kid? Let's draw a really happy child. So on this time, I'm going to begin to put in my facial features, but I'm going to raise them up just a little bit, because if someone's excited or happy, their eyebrows raise up, which means all the skin underneath your face kind of gets pulled up just a little bit too. So as the eyebrows go up, the top of the eyelids are going to be drawn up a little bit higher. And as you smile and have a really big grin, the cheek muscles get pushed up. So the bottom lids are going to kind of be pushed up a little bit as well. The bigger the grin, the more the push up of the cheek muscles, the more you have kind of the raised under eyelids. And then of course a big gigantic grin and smile. There we go. That's what I want to see. A happy little kid. So look in the mirror at your own face when you smile or are grumpy or sad or tired, and see what your face does. And then you can practice this out on your kid drawings as well. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of the future videos. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.